I found out my fiancée was secretly using my house as collateral for her debts from illegal loan sharks. I kicked her out immediately and took legal action. I'm 35 male, and I've worked hard to get where I am in life. I own a small but successful contracting business, and after years of saving and smart investments, I bought my dream home, a cozy 2-story house in a quiet neighborhood. It wasn't easy getting here, but I've always prided myself on being financially responsible and living within my means. For the past 3 years, I've been in a relationship with my ex-fiancé, who I'll call FF, was charismatic, outgoing, and seemed to be a breath of fresh air when we first started dating. She wasn't great with money. She had a history of debt and bad spending habits. But I figured that everyone has their flaws. I thought we could work through it together. What I didn't know was how deep her financial problems went, or how far she was willing to go to solve them at my expense. It started with little things. F would occasionally ask me to cover her bills when she was short on cash. She'd promised to pay me back, but never did. When we got engaged, she suggested we merge our finances, but I wasn't comfortable with the idea. I had worked too hard to risk everything on someone who wasn't financially stable. That decision ended up saving me. About a month ago, strange things started happening. I got a call from a man claiming to be from a financial agency asking about my house. He wanted to confirm some collateral details. I told him he had the wrong person and hung up, but it left me uneasy. I didn't think much of it until I got another call a week later. This time, from a lawyer representing a private lender. He said he needed my signature on some documents related to a loan F had taken out. What loan? I asked, confused. He hesitated. A personal loan your fiancé secured using your house as collateral. I was stunned. That's impossible. My house isn't tied to anyone else. The lawyer apologized, saying he must have the wrong information, but the seed of doubt was planted. I started digging. That evening, I confronted F. Have you been taking out loans? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. She looked startled. What are you talking about? I got a call from a lawyer today, I said. He mentioned a loan tied to my house. Care to explain? Her expression shifted, nervous, defensive. I don't know what you're talking about, she said quickly. There must be some mistake. But her tone didn't convince me. I decided to take matters into my own hands. The next day, I went to the county clerk's office and pulled records on my property. What I found made my blood run cold. F had forged my signature on documents claiming partial ownership of the house. She had used those documents to secure a high-interest loan from illegal loan sharks, shady lenders known for predatory practices and violent tactics. I sat in the clerk's office, staring at the documents in disbelief. My name and signature were there, except I had never signed anything like this. F had gone behind my back, faked my consent, and tied my house to a loan I never agreed to. And the lender? A group notorious for using intimidation and threats to collect their money. Rage and betrayal coursed through me as I left the office. This wasn't just a mistake or a lapse in judgment. This was a calculated act of fraud. F had crossed a line I couldn't ignore. That evening, I came home to find her lounging on the couch, scrolling through her phone like nothing had happened. I stood in the doorway, gripping the folder of documents. Do you want to tell me the truth now? I said, my voice cold. She looked up, feigning confusion. About what? About how you forged my signature and used my house to get a loan from loan sharks, I said, tossing the folder onto the coffee table. Her face paled as she stared at the documents. I don't know what this is, she stammered. You must be mistaken. Cut the crap, F, I snapped. I have proof. Your name is all over these papers. You forged my signature. Do you even realize what kind of people you've gotten involved with? She opened her mouth to argue, but quickly realized there was no point. Her expression shifted to defiance. I did it for us, she said. I needed the money, and I knew you wouldn't help. What else was I supposed to do? For us? I repeated, incredulous. You didn't do this for us. You did it for yourself. You lied to me, you jeopardized my home, and you put both of us in danger. Do you even understand what these people are capable of? They wouldn't hurt us, she said dismissively. As long as the payments are made, it's fine. Fine, I said, my voice rising. You put my entire life on the line for your debts, and you think that's fine? Pack your things, F. You're done here. She started crying, switching from defiance to desperation. Please don't do this, she begged. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I was going to fix everything. How? I shot back. By dragging me down with you? By gambling with my future? You don't get to stay here after what you've done. Get out. When she realized I wasn't backing down, her tears turned to anger. You're overreacting, she yelled. It's not like you're going to lose the house. I'll figure it out. You've done enough damage, I said firmly. Now pack your things and leave. If you're not out by tomorrow, I'll call the cops. That night, I started documenting everything. I scanned the forged documents, saved screenshots of our text conversations about money, and made a list of every suspicious incident over the past few months. If F thought she could get away with this, she was sorely mistaken. The next morning, I called a lawyer to discuss my options. After explaining the situation and sharing the evidence, he confirmed that I had a strong case against F for fraud. You'll want to file a police report and start the legal process immediately, he said. This is serious. The loan sharks could come after you if she defaults. Hearing those words solidified my resolve. This wasn't just about kicking F out. It was about protecting myself from the fallout of her reckless decisions. By the time I got home, F had packed a couple of bags but was still sitting in the living room, sulking. You're really going through with this? She said, her tone bitter. Yes, I said firmly. You made your choices, and now you have to deal with the consequences. She glared at me. You don't even care about me. If you did, you'd help me fix this. I couldn't help but laugh at the audacity. Help you? After you forged my signature and put my house at risk? You're unbelievable. She stormed out, slamming the door behind her. But I wasn't done. I drove straight to the police station and filed a report for forgery and fraud. The officer took my statement, reviewed the documents, and assured me they would begin an investigation. The next few weeks were a whirlwind of legal action and damage control. My lawyer worked with the police to invalidate the fraudulent documents, proving that I had no knowledge or involvement in the loan. Meanwhile, I tightened up every aspect of my finances, changing my accounts, updating my passwords, and securing my property records. The loan sharks weren't happy. I received a couple of threatening calls demanding repayment, but I forwarded them straight to my lawyer and the authorities. Once they realized the forgery was under investigation, they backed off, likely unwilling to risk further scrutiny. As for F, she didn't go quietly. She tried to paint herself as the victim, telling mutual friends that I had abandoned her during a difficult time. But once I shared the truth with proof, people quickly saw through her lies. One friend even admitted, she always seemed a little too good at playing innocent. I can't believe she'd stooped this low. The most satisfying moment came when F was served with legal papers. My lawyer had filed a civil suit against her for damages, seeking restitution for the financial and emotional stress she had caused. She called me, sobbing and begging me to drop the case. I'll pay it back, she said. I'll do whatever it takes. It's too late for that, I replied. You made your bed. Now you get to lie in it. The court proceedings were both exhausting and vindicating. F tried to argue that she had been under financial duress and hadn't meant any harm, but the evidence was stacked against her. The forged documents, the loan terms, and her text messages all painted a clear picture of her deceit. My lawyer was relentless, exposing every lie and contradiction in her story. In the end, the court ruled in my favor. The fraudulent loan was voided, and F was ordered to pay damages to cover my legal fees and the emotional distress she had caused. While I didn't expect to see much of that money, she wasn't exactly reliable. I took satisfaction in knowing that she couldn't walk away without consequences. After the case was settled, I made some major changes in my life. I tightened my social circle, focusing on people I could truly trust. I also invested in financial and property protections to ensure nothing like this could happen again. As painful as the experience was, it taught me an important lesson about boundaries, trust, and the importance of protecting what you've worked hard for. As for F, the fallout from her actions was swift. Word spread among our mutual friends and acquaintances, and she quickly found herself ostracized. People who once admired her charm and confidence now saw her as manipulative and entitled. Last I heard, she was still struggling to dig herself out of debt, but that's no longer my problem. Looking back, I'm grateful for the clarity the experience gave me. F's betrayal was a wake-up call, reminding me that trust must be earned and that entitlement has no place in a healthy relationship. It was a hard lesson, but one that ultimately made me stronger. If you've ever dealt with someone who's taken advantage of your kindness, let this story be a reminder. You have every right to protect yourself. And if you enjoyed this tale of justice and karma, hit that subscribe button. There's plenty more where this came from, because standing up for yourself is always worth it. Stay tuned.